Before the world ever spoke the word freedom with pride, there was pain. Before revolution had a flag, there were broken backs, bound hands, and burning hearts. From the shores of Africa to the plantations of the Caribbean, millions were taken, stripped of their names, their families, their gods, but not their spirit. Because somewhere deep within the silence of their suffering, a fire was waiting to be born. A fire no master could tame, no empire could drown, no whip could extinguish. It burned quietly at first, in prayers whispered under moonlight, in songs carried through the fields, in the unspoken promise that one day, the chains would break. And when that day came, it did not come with mercy. It came with thunder. It came with the cry of the enslaved rising as one voice, fierce, unyielding, unstoppable. Men and women who had been told they were nothing rose to become the heartbeat of a revolution that would shake the world. They fought not just for survival, but for destiny. And among them, there was one man whose fire burned brighter than the rest. A man who rose from bondage to become a symbol of freedom itself. A man who faced empires with nothing but courage and conviction and won. His name would echo through centuries. The world would call him the Black Napoleon. But history remembers him as something far greater, Toussaint Louverture. He was the sword and the soul of the Haitian Revolution, the man who turned chains into weapons, fear into faith, and slavery into sovereignty. And tonight, we tell his story. The story of how a man born into bondage rose to rewrite the meaning of freedom itself. Intro, in the heart of the Caribbean, on the island of Hispaniola, a man was born into slavery, but destined to command armies, humble empires, and rewrite the story of freedom itself. His name was Toussaint Louverture, the Black Napoleon, the man who led the only successful slave revolt in human history and built the first free black republic on earth, Haiti. Cut to flames rising, marching footsteps, and the beat of war drums. Desert island early life. Toussaint was born around 1743 on a plantation in Saint-Domingue, what we now call Haiti. Though enslaved, he stood apart. His mind was sharp, his spirit unbreakable, his discipline unmatched. He learned to read and write, rare for a man in chains, devouring books on philosophy, faith, and war. He found inspiration in Julius Caesar's tactics, Epictetus's wisdom, and Alexander's courage. Even as a slave, Toussaint was training for destiny. Fire the spark of revolution. By 1791, the world was trembling. In France, revolutionaries shouted liberty, equality, fraternity. But in the colonies, millions remained enslaved. In the sugar fields of Saint-Domingue, those words echoed and ignited. Thunder crackles, flames rise. On a stormy August night, fire swept across the island. The Haitian Revolution had begun. And from the chaos, one leader emerged, calm, disciplined, unstoppable. Toussaint Louverture turned rebellion into revolution. Crossed swords the general, Toussaint's military genius was unmatched. He molded freed men and former slaves into a disciplined army, mastering both guerrilla warfare and European strategy. 3 empires, France, Spain, and Britain, fought to control the island, and Toussaint defeated them all. But his true brilliance wasn't only on the battlefield. He rebuilt the plantations to keep the economy alive, welcomed back planters for stability, and outlawed revenge killings. Freedom, to him, was not chaos. It was justice with order. By 1801, he ruled the entire island. A man born in bondage, now governed the richest colony in the world. France Napoleon's betrayal, but in Europe, a new emperor watched from afar, Napoleon Bonaparte. He couldn't tolerate a black man ruling a colony once claimed by France. Napoleon sent 20,000 soldiers under his brother-in-law, General Leclerc, to restore order. Toussaint, ever the strategist, welcomed them, hoping reason could triumph over pride. But France came not with peace, but with chains. During false negotiations, Toussaint was betrayed, captured, and shipped to France in irons. Fade to cold wind, rattling chains. In his prison cell, surrounded by snow and silence, Toussaint whispered, "In overthrowing me, you have cut down only the trunk of the tree of liberty. It will spring up again, for its roots are deep and numerous." Dove legacy. Toussaint Louverture died in 1803 in a freezing cell, alone but undefeated. Months later, his prophecy came true. His generals continued the fight and crushed the French army. On January 1st, 1804, Haiti declared independence, the first free black nation on earth. Toussaint never saw the sunrise of Haitian freedom, but his spirit lived on, a reminder that the dream of liberty can never be chained. Clapperboard Otero, Toussaint Louverture's name still echoes through time, not as a conqueror, but as a liberator. He turned slavery into sovereignty and oppression into revolution. This is the legacy of Toussaint Louverture, the man who lit the torch of Haitian freedom. Thumbs up, hit that like button if you're ready to journey through history. Speech balloon, drop a comment saying, I ride with Slat Tales in 2025 to lock in with the community. Bell, and make sure you subscribe to Slat Tales for weekly legendary breakdowns. No hype, no shortcuts, just real tales that shaped the world.